friends. Welcome back. Chris here. How are you doing today? I hope you're having a great day. I'm having a good day. Yesterday, I got to go see one of my most anticipated films of the year, Civil War, directed by Alex Garland. Okay, now Alex Garland, he directed Ex Machina, Annihilation, a movie called Men that was out there, super weird. Don't know why he made that, but now we are at his next offering, which is Civil War. Came out like a week ago, maybe. Man, guys, let me just start off by saying this is not your typical war film. The trailer's a little misleading. You're looking at the trailer, you're expecting lots of action, lots of, gunplay, explosions, stuff like that. And believe me, there is plenty of that. But this is more of a character study, a human element story. We follow this group of photojournalists, videographers. We follow them through war-torn America as a major civil war is taking place. They are trying to get from New York City to Washington, D.C. to possibly interview the president before he is overthrown, basically, by the Western forces of California, Texas, and Florida. So, one of the things that I really appreciated about the approach that Alex Garland took on this is he didn't make it political, right? A lot of films that deal with a civil war and stuff like that would be left against right, Republican against Democrat, politics against politics, beliefs against beliefs. That, of course, that's the backdrop to the story, because what else would spark a civil war other than, a misunderstanding of beliefs or, just blatant hatred for your fellow man that's maybe a little different than you. But he doesn't delve into the politics of it. Nothing is ever said about right or left or anything political. We are simply focused on the event of the Civil War. We are focused on this team of journalists. There's Kirsten Dunst is one of our leads. And, I've never really thought of Kirsten Dunst as like a tour de force actress. I never watch her films and I'm like, gosh, she's putting on a clinic, right? But I will say this to me is her magnum opus. This is her masterpiece of acting, because she portrays her character, the PTSD, war-torn war journalist, and just her coldness and her detachedness to what was happening around her. She has to get the shot. And that is the thing. A lot of people I've heard, they're like, well, we wish there was more of a story. We wish we knew more about what was happening. The Civil War is the backdrop to the character study of a photojournalist, a war photographer, right? That's what the story's about. Some people, like I said, some people were expecting this, grand war film, but it's not that. The war is simply a backdrop to the character study of what photojournalists go through during wartime. To me, that's what I took away from it. The fact that we're watching these, and here's the thing, this is about photojournalists. We have some of the most incredible cinematography and still photography in a movie. Like, some of the cinematography, you watch it, and you're watching this pristine rural American landscape punctuated by inhumanity and destruction. And that is what spoke to me. There are scenes in this film that are complete contrasts to one another. There will be something going on that's absolutely beautiful and breathtaking. And you're watching it and you're like, man. And then something happens and you're like, holy crap. Like, there are parts in the movie that will exhaust you because of the tension. That will make you almost weep because of the way they were photographed, and it's just, you see what these people go through. And now, I came up in college as a journalist, right? I did my fair share of photography. I was never in any of the stuff like, war or street violence or anything like that, like photographing car wrecks or nothing. But I did my fair share of photography. And as someone who went around with a news crew and took pictures and stuff, this really does speak volumes to what these people go through, because we see the PTSD in their faces. These people, these reporters, these journalists, they have this 1,000-yard stare like any combat veteran would who has seen some stuff. They have this look in their eyes like there is no life, There's no life. All they live for is the shot. And it's sad, but at the same time, it shows the commitment and the determination these people have to their craft. And I loved that. I thought that was awesome. And this movie also speaks to the need for a free and uncensored press. You know what I'm saying? Like, not a government agent, not a government state press like, communist countries have, and not the 24-hour news cycle propaganda media that we have in the United States. It shines a light on the people who take real journalists, people who will take that picture to show that war criminal doing horrendous atrocities to civilians. It's about that person who will take that photo of the person who is, doing terrible things. And it speaks to that. And the fact that there's a movie, now there have been other films about war journalists and stuff like this, but this one is done so artistically that it's just a beautiful thing to watch. I loved the acting. The acting in this, so like I said, Kirsten Dunst, she nails her performance. There's also a younger girl in this. She's kind of like an upstart photojournalist, and she wants to do the same thing that Kirsten Dunst does. And we see her transform from this like scared little girl into this just cold, calculating, gotta get that shot. Like, her character development is excellent. And the supporting cast is also amazing. One of the things that another of the things that I loved about this film is the cinematography coupled with the score. Okay, so, when you hear Creedence Clearwater's Fortunate Son, you think of a Vietnam movie. When you hear Jimi Hendrix All Along the Watchtower, you think of the 60s, 70s, Vietnam, right? These are like oh man, I can't remember the name of the song. It was by Buffalo Springfield. But those guys, it's like an anti-war song, right? So there's a lot of music in this film that takes place during like transitional scenes where they're traveling somewhere, or they're, it's setting up the tone for the next segment that we're about to go through, the next situation. And I thought that the musical choices in this film were superb because they felt like contemporary anti-war songs, just about. Like, I think there was some old stuff mixed in there, but there was a lot of music that I think is, pretty recent, that feels like it would be suitable for an anti-war song. And I thought that the musical score and song choice for the film was excellent. Everything about this movie was 100, guys, as the kids say. It was 100, man. It was absolutely phenomenal. And again, there are parts that are very graphic. But at the same time, they are how war really is. They are perhaps not even as graphic as real war, but they are as close as they could get without being cut from a film. You know what I'm saying? There are some very poignant scenes where you look at the overall scope of what's going on and you say, man, that's crazy. Like the fact that people have fallen that far in such a short amount of time. Well, I think it's been going on for 18 months, so a year and a half maybe. But like, guys, this is a must-see film. If you can see it in the theater on the biggest screen with the best sound possible, do that. Because during the gunfights, during the battle scenes, I felt like I was being shot at because I was sitting in the XD, IMAX, whatever theater, the biggest, best one you can get. And when they're shooting at each other, I'm hearing, you're hearing tat, 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 tat. And this, it sounds like it's going past your head. And the volume, it vibrates in your body. And it was just, I felt like I was in the middle of the war. So if you can see this film in the theater on a big screen with great sound, I highly recommend you do it, because it is officially in my top 5 war movies of all time. It is a 5 out of 5 star film. I recommend you see it as soon as possible. I know as soon as it is released on physical copy, I am buying that sucker and I am watching it a whole bunch more, just so I can take in the beauty of it, take in more of the story of it, because I'm a story guy. If you can't tell me a good story, I don't care how pretty your movie looks, I don't care how cool it sounds, I don't care. If your story is a piece of trash, you're getting far less stars. Put it that way. You're getting a poor review. But you know what? This movie has it's a story of a country going through a civil war, but it's about the people that are trying to document this war and its atrocities and its miracles and things like that. It is, God, it's a powerful, poignant, beautiful, absolutely stellar film that you guys have got to see. That's it for Civil War. Thank you so much for watching my reviews, guys. It means the world to me. And as always, I am going to keep making them as long as you keep watching them. Like and subscribe. Peace out. I love you guys. See you soon.